Hi guys, it's Taylor, and today I'm here to talk about my top 5 favorite reads of the summer. These are not ranked in any particular order because I enjoyed all of them very much and would highly recommend each of them, and I guarantee you I'm going to say that in each little mini recap of the book, so stay tuned to see if that actually happens. The first book I want to talk about is When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon, and I listened to the audiobook of this story. When Dimple Met Rishi is a split perspective book following our female protagonist, Dimple, and our male protagonist, Rishi, who both attend the same coding camp the summer before they're about to head off to college. Dimple and Rishi are both Indian American young adults who are getting ready to go off on their next journeys. They're going to college, they're going to really start their lives, and right now they're struggling with how to cope with their familial responsibilities. So Dimple, her parents want her to settle down and get married to what she calls the ideal Indian husband, and Rishi is feeling pressured from his family to go into the field of engineering, even though his passion lies with drawing. Unbeknownst to Dimple, hers and Rishi's parents kind of conspire to send both kids to the same camp during the summer so that they can meet and fall in love and have an arranged marriage. Now, Rishi does know about this, but Dimple, again, does not, so it makes for a very interesting first meeting. The relationship between Dimple and Rishi just felt so pure and just a beautiful relationship as it blooms. It kind of makes you long for that feeling of the first time you ever fell in love again and how sweet and pure it is. It just is something that was so nostalgic, and I really enjoyed experiencing that journey along with both of the characters, as well as getting to see it from both of their different perspectives. I thoroughly enjoyed When Dimple Met Rishi. I flew through the audiobook like in 2 days or something crazy like that. I was listening to it whenever I could get the chance to, and that just goes to show like it's a story that you can't put down, and you become so invested in these two characters and will they, won't they, and how are they going to accomplish the things that they've set out to accomplish this summer before college. It was a great story, and I definitely recommend that everyone pick it up. The next book up on my list is A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess, and this story follows our main character, Henrietta Howell, who is the first female sorcerer in a very long time. At first, she is afraid to show her powers because female sorcerers and witches in her day and age are prosecuted and killed, so she doesn't want anyone to know about her powers, naturally. But then she saves the life of another sorcerer using her powers, and she is taken to this sorcerer's guild in London to train with the group of sorcerers. Basically, throughout the whole story, people are questioning, is she the chosen one? Is she the one that there was a prophecy about who was going to come and save London and basically actually all of England from these demon characters who are killing people and threatening the land? This is another one that I flew through so quickly. I originally checked out the copy from my local library and loved it so much that I had to buy my own physical copy. I definitely see myself rereading this in the future. I enjoyed it so much, and I'm excited to read the second book in this series. Next up is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. And I have already raved about this book several times. I think I talked about it in my August wrap up, and I also talked about it in my September TBR because I wanted to read the next 2 books in the series. This story follows our main character, Meyer Barrow, who is living in a dystopian world that is divided between 2 classes of people, the Reds and the Silvers. The Silvers are the elites, they have magical powers, and the Reds are the sort of working class that is taken advantage of by the Silvers. Now, Meyer, our main character, is a Red, but through a series of events where she ends up working at the King's Palace, the Silver King's Palace, she is discovered to have magical powers of her own. So, in order to keep up the ruse of the fact that only Silvers can have powers, Meyer is passed off as the long-lost daughter of a nobleman who had died. This story follows Meyer's journey as she gets swept up into this world of Silvers and has to navigate the castle and try to figure out who she can trust and who she can't, and basically also learn to control these new powers that she never knew she had. I love this book, and I thought it was unique because while it is dystopian, it does also have fantasy elements, and those are my two favorite genres, so naturally I flew through it. Next up is Heartless by Marissa Meyer, and this is another one that I've talked about a few times. I actually hauled it and then put it on one of my TBRs, and I'm really excited that I got to read it in the month of September before the summer season had officially ended. For those of you who don't know, Heartless follows our main character, Kath, short for Catherine, who is the Queen of Hearts in the Alice in Wonderland world. This story follows Kath's journey, falling in love for the first time, gaining her independence, meeting new friends who challenge her way of thinking, and then through a series of events, she really loses everything and becomes the Queen of Hearts that we know from the Alice in Wonderland stories. So while going into it, I knew it was going to be devastating at some point. I really wasn't ready for the emotional impact it was going to leave on me. The whole story was very entertaining, very amusing. Then you kind of take this really swift turn into, wow, things just got dark. But I loved it very much. I was so entranced in the read and would highly, highly recommend it. And last but certainly not least by any means is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, and wow. I don't know why I slept on this series for so long. It was a major mistake on my part. Look at that thing. I dove into that head first and didn't come up for air until it was flippin' finished. Lady Midnight follows Emma, Julian, and their friends and family of the Los Angeles Institute. This is another story in the Shadowhunter Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, and it was a phenomenal read. Everything just hit me on all the right emotional levels, the friendships, the familial ties, the love interests. It was one of Cassie Clare's best that I've read so far. And I also have Lord of Shadows, which is the second book in the series. I cannot wait to start that one. I am so in love with these characters and this world and just a different perspective into the Shadowhunter life. And it's so beautiful. Those are my top 5 favorite reads of the summer. I wanted to get this video filmed while all the reads were still fresh in my mind, as we are just going into fall and summer is wrapping up. In California where I live, it's definitely like summer through the end of the year. Fall doesn't really exist, but we'll go along with it for the sake of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what are some of your favorite reads of the summer and if I should check them out as well. If you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos from me.